Hey everyone, Shusek Redemption here to get started on the 2007 off-season, coming off our 12th straight title, as you saw hopefully in the last video. Kobe got his 4th straight finals MVP. He is dominating the league. Interesting things happened here. Again, I think this is 2 years in a row with no jersey retirements or Hall of Fame inductees. The best player that retired, I think, was probably Sean Kemp. There were some branding changes, uniforms, no rules I don't think were changed, but the lottery was a thing. And that Minnesota pick was, I think, either 10th or 11th best odds. It was 0.5%, 0.5. And when it got to 11 and said the Pacers have moved up to the top 3, I thought, oh boy, there's a chance. So, and I didn't even realize till we kicked it off, I didn't have any in the top 5, because what was slated as the 3rd best odds was the Hawks, and it was top 3 protected. So the best that was going to get was 4th. So there was a very strong chance I was not going to have a pick in the top 5. Hey Wario. And somehow, someway, luck went the Pacers' way again, and Kevin Durant is probably going to be a Pacer. I was perfectly fine with not having Kevin Durant because this team is totally stacked and we don't need more superstars, but now that I have the number 1 pick, I can't not get Kevin Durant. I do have one opening on the team, thanks to Grant Hill being a free agent, so I guess that's the spot he's taking. But that leaves like 19 or 20 other draft picks I'm going to have to trade. Didn't really make any huge changes staff. I think I got a new assistant coach, but he's not a real guy, so there's that. So I think we're just going to go into the draft. Let me see here real quick. You can see all the picks, so we'll have to trade a whole lot of draft picks. That's going to be most of the video, I'd imagine, because we're not going to have any chance to do anything in free agency. The main thing I'll have to do is, well, we'll get the team options taken care of for these guys, but then Bosch and Wade are done with their rookie deals. They've played 4 years, and Wade for sure is coming back. Bosch, now that the more I think about it, and the fact that I'm getting Kevin Durant, I don't know that I'm sold on Chris Bosch. He didn't go up last offseason. He's still really good. And surely he's going to keep getting better at certain things, like threes. But if you look at the depth of the team, so Peyton is now not quite as good as Chris Paul, and Paul's probably going to go up even more, I guess. Peyton's going to go down because he's 38. So one more year with Gary Payton, I imagine he'll retire. I don't think he'll play till he's 40, but hey, who knows? We'll probably keep him as long as he wants to be in the NBA. Point guard's good. Shooting guard, Tony Allen's on his rookie deal, so I guess once we accept it, we could trade him if we want to make more room, if we happen to get another really good draft pick, but hopefully not having 2 through 6. Most of the good guys I would want will be gone. Roy was the number 1 pick last year, who can be Wade's backup. So this is where Kevin Durant will fill in for Hill, and then Josh Smith stays behind as the 3rd small forward. Or my thought is if I don't re-sign Chris Bosch, that gives power forward depth of Garnett, who probably will stay in 83 because that's what he's been pretty much the whole time he's been playing. Randolph, who's probably going to stay at an 81. And then Josh Smith, who will probably go up. He's B plus potential, so he's probably going to go up at least a couple more. So that's a thought. And then centers were good on. Shaq still recovering from his torn ACL, unfortunately. Aldridge was the number 4 pick last year. So that's the only decision to be made. The other thing is I could still sign Bosch and then maybe trade him in the season towards the deadline if I'm comfortable with what else I got going on. But I'll also be probably looking to trade Josh Smith because he'll be in the last year of his deal. Randolph's got 1 year left. We got to figure out what to do with him. Tony Allen's the same situation. So let's just go ahead and get in the draft and get things going. We did not get any offers. Let's see if any teams are even. All right, we got the 3rd pick and next year's from the Magic. And the Magic have Allen Iverson. Can you imagine Allen Iverson and Kevin Durant? I mean, I guess I'm saying that and look at my team, but still, for the computer, that'd be great. Kevin Durant is going to come to the team here. Was he consensus number 1? Yes. All right, KD. We'll get the Hawks here at number 2. They get Al Horford. That's pretty cool. I don't think the Hawks had much going for them last year. Magic get Greg Oden to go with AI. That's a pretty cool pairing. They also still have Turkoglu. I don't know what his contract situation is. Nervous about Greg Oden's illness. Well, I don't know about his illness, but he's injured all the time. Rodney Stuckey randomly goes number 4 to the Bucks. That was unexpected. The Clippers get Conley. That would have been more expected. We still have Joakim Noah and Marc Gasol or Nick Young. Nick Young goes to the Jazz, who continue to just not have star power. So, of course, they got to make it difficult for me because there are good people there. Jeff Green, Thaddeus Young. Wow, AC Law's projected high. So, again, this is the first draft class. I did not do any sort of like changes to potential, attributes, tendencies, anything like that. So that's why some of these will be a little crazy, like AC Law being projected so high. I don't know if there's anybody good that's projected low. It doesn't look like it. But other than adding Marc Gasol and Nick Young and making all the fake people worse, I pretty much did nothing. So Gasol would be the guy I would get here if I were to draft, probably. Or Noah. That would be what I could do if I'm not signing Bosch. Because then Aldridge moves over to power forward where he might actually be better. Gasol or Noah becomes the 3rd center. And then we're fine here. And if Aldridge goes up, what's his potential? It's A-, so he's going to go up. He's probably going to be just as good. He'll probably be better than Randolph and close to as good as Garnett. That's an interesting thought, but let's see what we can trade it for. The Clippers will give me 2 first-round picks. They were awful. I think their pick already went by. Yeah, they got Conley. Bonzi. I think the Clippers are looking like a pretty good deal. The Magic now still have Iverson. I mean, he was hurt for part of the year, so that's why they just picked in the top. The Heat, who do they have? Not much. I mean, T-Mac is not nothing, but he's not very good overall-wise, so they're not going to win games. I can also try it with one of these lower picks, because we're going to have to start getting rid of some of those, too. Clippers are actually giving me a worse deal, I think. Try to move it up to see if we get some different options here. I feel like the Clippers' original thing is probably going to be the best. It's all the Clippers and Magic, but this one I think is the best. Oh no, it's a 2nd round pick. I thought it was 2 firsts. Oops. So it's top 3 protected in 09. If I move it down, is it the same thing? Yes. Yes. Now they're out. So the 20th. was what they were interested in. Oh, now we're back, but that's only one pick. Okay, so if I give them the 7th and 20th, they will give me their unprotected next year, which could be top 7, and then an 09, which will surely be better than the 20th, because they don't have... They've got Jameson. Oh my gosh. Jameson and this fake guy, potentially. And then they just drafted Mike Conley. So, I mean, Conley and Jameson are good, but that's all they'll have unless they sign a free agent, which could happen, but we'll risk it. I think I'd rather probably keep Bosch, or at least keep the option of Bosch. It also says my hard cap room's at negative 24, which scares me about my possibilities with Bosch. So should I draft somebody just in case? I could also trade Randolph. I guess I could do this, and then whoever they don't take of Gasol and Noah, I have the next pick, so let's do that. I guess I could do it again. They get Jeff Green. So now I'm getting 2 picks, 10 and 11. Try to remember who was bad. I don't think the Rockets were very good. The Sixers were not great. They've got Parker. The Celtics were decent, I think. The Kings have Peja and like nothing else, I think. Yeah, they were bad. So this is probably the best deal. And Peja's a free agent, so unless they sign somebody of importance, I think this is the way to go. And they get Marc Gasol. So I get 12 offers for this one. So people are trying to get Joakim Noah probably. I want to say the Rockets are bad. Let's go find out. Oh no, they were decent, but Carmelo got hurt, and now he's going to be a restricted free agent. If they don't bring him back, then they'll be bad. But the other option is drafting Joakim. Wow, he's not projected till the 18th here. 9th there, and he's the next one here. So there's a chance he goes. He's 77, but my thought is I draft him, move Aldridge to power forward, and then we can either trade Randolph or let Bosch go, or potentially both. But probably trade Randolph. Can I put Randolph with him? Or no, well, I want to use this pick, never mind. Alright, we're going to get Noah. Now we get more offers. So maybe we can try to package Zach Randolph here. So the Heat are giving 2 firsts, although that's top 10 protected. The Magic, the Grizzlies have always been good. The Heat have, oh yeah. So that's not a bad trade, but I want to, I want to see, what if I do that with Randolph? Well, there's Gasol. That at least saves me a little bit of money by subbing off Randolph for Noah, because Noah will only make 2 point something. It's like half as much. Alright, so the Heat pick looked the best so far. Let's see if adding this changes anything. It does take away their protection, so I think we'll just go ahead and do that. And they get Thaddeus. I don't think there's any chance of me... Does Randolph get me anything on his own, or is everybody going to give me players? Looks like everybody's going to give me players, which if they were giving me a veteran, that wouldn't be bad, because I will need some guys to mentor my young guys that are just really piling up on this team. We got 4 21-year-olds already, and we just added Durant, and I don't know how old Noah is. Alright, 11th on its own. There's the Rockets again. Grizzlies are good, so let's add one here. Magic. Probably not going to make a difference. I'd rather not have protections in the way. Try to move up until protections are not a thing. Getting close. Seems like, yeah, there's the Magic. So they've got Iverson. They just drafted Odin. Turkoglu's a free agent. And they have DeMar Johnson. So whoever they get here is not going to be a huge game changer. They get Yi Jianlian. Kind of a good piece to put next to Odin, honestly. Spread the floor a little bit. Rockets are looking like a decent deal now. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. I mean, yes, they have Carmelo, but he's a free agent restricted, and this is 3 years from now, so their team could be completely different. They will get AC Law, so they get the worst guy that's up there. We might start getting to the point where we've got to go manually do the trades. There's 13th and 24th for Celtics, 10 and 11. That doesn't look bad. Probably not going to get any other 2 first. The Nets were the second best team in the East behind me last year. Don't really want to move back in this draft. So the Celtics will take the 24th off my hand. They were decent, but Michael Redd might opt out. Probably not, honestly. And then Mo Pete has been their second best player. Kenny Anderson's getting really old, so we'll go ahead and do that. They will get Aaron Brooks, so he's going to be the replacement for Kenny Anderson, maybe. There's the Bucks, who are awful, and they just got Rodney Stuckey, so that's a pretty good deal. I don't know that anybody's going to give me 2. The Warriors will, but it's one of this year's. The Grizzlies technically are, but they're good. And still fairly young with J.O. and Richardson. So let's go to the Bucks and see what they're willing to do, because they were awful. And they will continue to be awful. They can only trade that one. I don't want a second round this year. I guess I can do... Might as well. Sometimes they throw those in. No. Really? Really? That's interesting. I'm kind of surprised about that. Okay, whatever. Tiago Splitter. Cavs get Carl Landry. Alright, down to the last 7 picks here. Anybody by chance giving me 2 firsts? Even if the Grizzlies pop up at this point, I probably should do it. The Warriors are amazing. The Grizzlies do pop up. I think we just go ahead and do it. They will keep being good, but whatever. They get Corey Brewer. Seems like the Warriors are the main one with picks left. There's the Mavericks. I don't remember them being amazing. They were in the middle, but they have 27-year-old Pau Gasol. They're a pretty good-looking team. They got young Ben Gordon. Ben Baker still didn't retire. Let's move it up and see if anything changes. Looks like, oh, there's the Sonics who have Yao. And that's the Suns pick. And the Suns were the #1 seed, I think, in the West. Yeah. So that's not going to be good. So I think that original one with the Mavericks is probably the way to go. Yeah, they're good, but these are getting to be worse picks. So. I feel like we're going to have all the 2010 and 11 picks before we are done. Aaron Aflalo to the Magic. Daquan Cook to the Nuggets. First fake guy goes to pick 20. Last 4. The Lakers. The Pistons are good. Of course, it's only going to be good teams. The Hornets, I don't remember, were they good? They weren't very good, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Julian Wright, who I think played for them. Now we get randomly offers for this one. The Sixers. The Celtics will just trade back to the Lakers, who are usually good. The Nets have been good. The Nuggets have been good. So all the good teams are willing to do it. But also the Bobcats were good as well. They signed Amare. And yeah, they've got a young core, so I want to avoid them. The Sixers have Tony Parker and really not much else. And I'm trading that, sure. Big Baby going to Philly. Fake guy, Rudy Fernandez to Boston. Alright, we'll just try to trade them both together. Lakers first. Is there any chance of getting 2 firsts? Probably not. I guess I can also just try one at a time and see. The Lakers along with another, so that's why I picked up that extra second, because sometimes it works out for something like this. So between the Warriors, Lakers, and Bobcats, who looks like they'll be the worst in 2011? The Warriors are getting older, and some of their good guys are running out of contracts, so I think I'll do that. They were one of the better teams, but gets rid of another second rounder in the future. And then we'll hope this 27th. There's a fake guy again. They had that pick 2, got another fake guy. So they'll have a couple fake guys on the roster because first round picks always get contracts. The Lakers will still give a first. And so will the Bobcats. What if I add my 2008, which somehow has more value than the 27th. That's crazy. The Cavs, I think, were awful. The Hawks, we know, were awful. And they drafted somebody. But I don't remember the Cavs drafting anybody, did they? Where can I see? Okay, the Hawks got Al Horford. The Cavs, they're there. Carl Landry. So the Cavs would probably be the best. So I added these to get an 11. They got Tyson Chandler's an 85 overall now. Joe Green has been their top scorer the last 2 years. Granger hopefully will surpass him. They added 2 seconds and gave me another. We're swapping seconds all over the place. That one's in my favor. Sure. So you can have a fake guy. Alright, now we're done. DeMario Davidson to the Mavericks. I'm not sure if there are any real people left. We got the first computer trade, the 30th pick for 2 seconds. Kings wanted to get a fake guy. Get in on the fake guy sweepstakes here. Go quickly to see if there are any real people that pop up. I think there were only 23 real people in this class, so I think they're all gone. I would imagine. Alright, Brevin Rodman. Alright, it says Durant's an 83, and we got Noah, who's a 76. Odin's also an 83. Cool. We will sign both of them. Noah probably won't be 13 because, well, I don't know if Nash's number will be retired or not. I guess we'll just wait to find out. Options, absolutely accept them all. We might trade Tony Allen, who knows. Chris Webber has declined his player option. That'll make things interesting if he leaves. Michael Redd really did decline his. And Jamal Crawford declined his from the number 1 seeded Suns. Will he be Tim Duncan's wingman or not going forward? We will go ahead and do those. Curious offers here. So Chris Kaman was the center for the Suns. Ben Wallace has been on the Warriors, possibly leaving to the Bobcats or Bulls. If he joins the Bobcats, that team is going to be studly. LeBron James. Oh, I need to make him a small forward. Can I do that here? Is he in the all players? Yes, okay. I made him a power forward just because he was on the Blazers, who had no big guys. How old is he now? There he is. So he might get even more money now because he goes up 2 overall. Oh boy. Alright. LeBron getting offers from everybody. I imagine the Blazers will match. Carmelo also getting a bunch of offers. Usually it's only one person per position, which is true still because LeBron was just a power forward and I just changed him. So D Wade, I'm going to have to match. He's trying to go to LA or Philly. Jim Jackson randomly getting an offer from the Lakers. Stephon Marbury is the top point guard going back to the Nuggets, it looks like. And so now Bosch is 3rd. So we'll wait to see. We'll have to decide what to do. So as of right now, well, it said down there, didn't it? We've got 3, 5, 8, 10, 14 players. but we were thinking about trading Randolph. If we don't sign Bosch, we don't have to trade Randolph. Because then it's just Wade and then we have a full team. If we do sign Bosch, we need to trade somebody, and it's probably going to be Randolph because we have way too many big guys. Let's just see what he gets us. Danny Granger. I could also trade Randolph and Tony Allen for one player. Get David Lee back on the team. If I get Bosch, I think I have to wait though. I have to wait to see. That's the trouble. I have to wait to see, because if it's a hard cap issue where I can't match the offers, because it says my hard cap is minus 21. Oh no. How is that possible? Grant Hill. But that's only going to cut half of it. Oh no. Well, I guess we have to wait and see. The only problem is if I try to match and it says I'm over the hard cap, then Dwayne Wade will just like disappear, or I'll lose his rights and I'll lose him forever. So either try to get under the hard cap, which would mean trading Randolph for sure. Tony Allen's not much money. Ooh. Gary Payton would be a thought, actually. Okay, well, let's just consider this. Dang. I'd rather just get one player in return if that's possible, but there's Gerald Wallace. That actually does not save me money, or barely, it saves me like 0.04 or something like that. Oh. Does Tony Allen on his own get me anything? Free up a roster spot. He does get me a first round pick from the Hawks, who are bad. But it's really Randolph that I need to trade if I bring Bosch back. I think we just go forward and we see. You'll be along for the ride to see if we've seen the hard cap not allow me to make offers to teams, but I don't remember it stopping me from matching anything. So let's find out. We'll find out pretty quickly. Well, it's after the moratorium, I guess. Dwayne Wade is going to possibly go to the Clippers. We will match him. Well, that's scary. Oh boy. It says I have to renounce Hill, which is fine. Wade is matched. Carmelo and LeBron also got matched. So the big three from the class of 03 all got matched for, it looks like, max deals. Makes sense. Now, Kaman. Will the Suns match his Bobcats contract? Centers are both getting offered from the Bobcats. We've got Elton Brand now, the top power forward. He is coming from the Nets, so probably going back. Then Weber will start getting offers, then Bosch. If Bosch doesn't get one by then, at least I'll know. If he doesn't get one by the moratorium, then at least I'll know what happened with Wade. Peja to the Lakers, that's kind of scary. If he goes to the Jazz, he'd score lots of points. Jerry Stackhouse getting offers instead of Michael Redd, possibly to the Rockets with Carmelo. And now Nuggets have some competition for Marbury. Steve Nash, see if he goes back to the Lakers or not. I think I'll just go in and actually renounce Hill. Because I'm not going to be able to sign him anyway, so get rid of that. So now, okay, good. Bosch does not have any offers, so moratorium will end, and we'll see what happens with Wade to see if we will be losing both of them or just, well, probably just both of them. Ben Wallace now to the Sixers. That means that Bobcats probably got Kamen. I'm not going to look. I like to see who's getting offered just to think about what team they'll go back to or go to. He's going back to the Celtics, looks like. Red now possibly to the Rockets. He'd be kind of interesting next to Carmelo. Crawford, Suns are giving him a lot of money. Now Nash is getting an offer, so maybe they didn't get Marbury if he's going to the Nuggets. Barron is coming from the Sonics. So here we go. Dwayne Wade, match. All right, it didn't say there was an issue with the hard cap, so I think Dwayne Wade's on the team. Good stuff. All right, so now if we match Bosch, we will be way over the cap. But KD's not, it actually says he's small forward shooting guard. He's not ready to start at power forward. That was kind of my only thought, is once he's ready, having a lineup of Paul, Wade, Kobe, Durant, and probably Howard at that point is craziness. But Bosch could be on the team until that's ready. So let's go ahead and try to trade Randolph again. Preferably for picks, so I don't want to have to manually do it. Or Randolph and Allen for one player, preferably a guard, a shooting guard. If I could just find a team that could take on both of their contracts and not give me two players back. I can also go through and see. Let's just go through team by team and see. I forgot Kid got hurt. Oh, well, we'll also see who got signed. So Michael Redd really did join the Rockets. They don't have Mike Miller anymore, so, but they still have this Carmelo Caron logjam at small forward. I guess not really a logjam. Carmelo's 10 better than him. Gilbert. Suns got Crawford back and Kamen. Not seeing anybody so far. Warriors got Weber back. He must be loyal. Is he loyal? He's extremely loyal. Vince Carter makes too much money. I need somebody that makes like 7 or less to try to save money. And preferably has like 2 years left would be ideal. Which would mean they had to be drafted a few years ago, probably. Probably unlikely to find that. Darren Williams. Probably not going to be tradable. It's not looking very promising. Iguodala, if he had another year, would be good. I guess he'll be restricted. We could try for him, but he's probably too good. He's 85. Probably too good. And we'd be giving them Randolph, who's the same position as Dirk. Danny Granger could be interesting. Celtics are going to be awful now. They missed out on Michael Redd, bringing him back, but they brought back Mo Peterson. They really did get Peja. Who was their small forward before? They've pretty much always had a pretty good lineup. still have Phillips, Rashid, and Rip. Jalen Rose has been an option before. Unfortunately, only has 1 year, but he would be the kind of guy I want because he's got 22 badges. He's 34 years old. That is a target. Steve Nash joined Stephon Marbury in Denver. What in the world are they doing? Oh boy. Alright, let's click Rose and see. None. Okay, who's the other guy? Granger or Iggy? Randolph and Gary Payton. What if I give you Tony Allen? And a first. Probably from a team that's good. Like the Sonics. I mean, he's 85, so that's kind of silly. Because then he, like, wouldn't play. Alright. Jalen Rose, where are you? That's almost a trade. I would want to trade Tony Allen with him. So it saves me some money. And can I, but can't get any picks back. So this is counting on matching Bosch. Maybe I wait till I get Bosch back to confirm that. But then people might not be able to take on the contracts I'm trying to trade. So Rose becomes the third shooting guard there. He's probably about to go down. There's nobody else I want to trade, right? Smith is an option. But I'd have to get somebody else back, which probably isn't happening. So I'd have to get a whole, but pretty much all their seconds, if this is what I want to do. The problem is Rose will probably go down like 2. If I don't do anything, I have too many people on the team. Randolph's an expiring contract. Tony Allen is entering the last year of his deal, so he'll be restricted. Jalen also is in the last year of his contract with no option, right? So it pretty much just frees up a roster spot for the sake of freeing up a roster spot. I don't love it. We do need more veteran leadership on this team, because right now these are like the only 4 guys that can actually mentor people. Wade might be able to mentor a young guy like Durant, potentially. The Allen for a first isn't a bad idea. Then I could just trade Randolph separately for maybe like a Jalen Rose. That might actually work. If I get a first for Tony Allen, Randolph for Rose straight up might be a trade. So I think we're going to do this. It's giving them, so swapping a couple seconds. They only have Jay Williams. They drafted Horford, and I'm giving them Zach Randolph. Randolph and Horford in the front court's pretty good. So they were really bad. Lou Williams is probably going to go up. He's only 73. Yeah, he's going to keep going up. But getting a first-round pick for Tony Allen, who's barely played in his 3 years, He's played in 16 games, 132 minutes. He's probably ready to move on, and we're not going to keep him afterwards, so we'll do that, and at least we have a roster spot open right now. Now, we can, I think, give Bosch an offer, although I'm kind of scared. I think I'll just match whatever. Looks like the Hawks, which is who I just traded with. Blazers. So LeBron's Blazers trying to get Bosch. That's kind of funny. I wonder if they were on Wade's list too. What I'm thinking about is I'm considering just matching Bosch, because if I give him an offer, I'm afraid it will put in like, hey, you're over the hard cap. Sorry, you can't do that. So I think I'm just going to play it safe and bring back Mr. Bosch. It says A- potential, so he might still go up. We'll see. Clicking advance. He did not accept yet. The Hawks, that's a higher offer. It was 37 million. So everybody's like giving new offers evidently. That's interesting. Kirk Thomas is the top center now. Bobcat's still going after a center. Sharif, I think he's been on the Pistons. Odom was on the Hawks, I believe. Grant Hill is going to be on a new team again. Mike Miller leaving the Rockets. Heinrich, I don't know what team he was on. The Knicks, possibly matching him. Alright, Bosch is prepared to accept from the Hawks. It's not letting me match. It's not letting me match. So in the moratorium, it allows you to match to go over the hard cap. In here, it does not. And I probably can't trade enough. I'm 13.89 million over the cap. And to make up 13 million, I'd have to trade like Peyton or like Randolph, Roy. It's going to be really hard to get up to that. So, okay, well, at least we got Dwayne Wade. And see, now we're considering not getting Bosch. We just move Aldridge over to power forward. We hold on to Randolph. And now we have an opening because I just traded Tony Allen. So that was a little premature. But I got a first-round pick for somebody that wasn't going to play anyway. So maybe we can trade with the trade exception. Is that a thing? Or I could try to trade Randolph for 2 players, potentially. But it seems I have to let Chris Bosh go. And it was to the Hawks who just gave me that first-round pick for Allen. So that's not going to be as good of a pick. So it's either trade... Can I trade like a first for... No. Can I get 2 players for Randolph? I can. Preferably a power forward and a shooting guard. Granger. There's Tony Allen again. Boozer and a first. I could go to the Mavericks and see how I can get Jalen Rose. Oh, wow. So Vin Baker's old, but he has 11 badges. Could bring some more of those to the team. I wonder if I put Randolph I have a trade exception. We like what we have. Really? Because otherwise I think I'm going to be stuck at 14 players. Unless it lets me give somebody for the minimum, which I don't think it will. What if I do Randolph and one of those worthless firsts? Can also wait, I guess, to see, based on injuries and stuff. I mean, I have enough depth I can play around. Kobe can play shooting guard, of course. So I'll be fine with 14 players. We've got enough bigs for sure. So I think we're good. I'd preferably like to have... I'm guessing it won't let me use my mid-level exception. It kind of says it will, but... I mean, I can try Grant Hill. Or somebody for the actual minimum, but Grant Hill's badges are beautiful. Eddie Jones is down here too. Oh, Grant Hill it lets because I have like his non-bird rights or something. What's the top deal for him? 2 years. He's 34. 2 for 4.31. $4.31 would be... That's 4.32. Were any of them 100? They are all 100. So he just doesn't want to play with my team, evidently. Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm just gonna see if by chance he wants to come to the team. It says 90, so probably not. He accepted another offer. Okay. He's a Clipper. But I can get somebody evidently with the mid-level exception, maybe? I don't think it let me do that before. I want somebody who's older, like a Michael Finley. He's only got 5 badges, though. Only has 5 badges. Penny Hardaway is available again. We had him a few seasons ago. Oh my gosh, that was 4 years ago. Doesn't seem like that long ago, but hey, we've done a lot of years. Brent Berry has 7. Aaron McKee we had 2 years ago. He's got some good badges. McKee or Finley? What badges are they? Are they good ones? Some finishing, 1 shooting, and 1 playmaking. He has no defense. And for McKee, 1 finishing, 7 shooting, some silvers, 5 playmaking. I feel like McKee is the way to go. We'll see if they let me have him. It says sign. Okay, well we have Aaron McKee now. So now we've got a full team. He's going to go down a few, but whatever. He wants to win another title. Because I could have looked at point guards to get like Nick Van Exel, who has 15 badges. Oops. He was on my team, I think. Yep. His rookie contract played out with the Pacers. Alright, I think we just move along now, as we have a full team. Jefferson, that's who the Lakers small forward is, so they replace him with Peja, who's 3 better than him. Marion was on the Mavericks. Raptors now. Jefferson possibly going to the Spurs. Tim Thomas possibly going to the Spurs. David West, see if the Heat match him or not. Tayshaun Prince getting 10 offers. He's been on the Nets. He might still be on them, but it looks like the Raptors are at the top, if that means anything. Josh Howard was on the Bobcats. Now he's possibly to the Nets, so it looks like they probably lost Tayshaun. Brevin Knight at the top. And that's it. So now let's look at some player progression. We'll go by position. Gary Payton down 2, Chris Paul up 1, Rondo up 4. So hopefully Payton won't be upset like he was before, because he can't play as much because he's slow. His stamina's gone down and he's now 39. His threes got worse. What did Paul actually go up in? His draw foul is down. Pass vision, offensive consistency. Rondo's passing went up 2. Perimeter D, they both went up. Consistency, everybody got slower. Payton, I'll have to decide whether he's starting or not. He might be on the bench for his last year with Chris Paul now at 87. D Wade stayed put. That's sad. But Brandon Roy went up 4. So Wade's going to stay, well, he says 90, but 89. Brandon Roy's up 5 at threes. His offensive consistency's up. Wade did get better at a lot of things, just went down in a few things. His potential's an A, which maybe a 90 is an A. I don't know. What's Chris Paul's? It says A as well. Small forward, Kobe stays put. Josh Smith went up 2. So now he's as good as Kevin Durant. So if there wouldn't have been so many power forwards in front of Bosch, it seems like we could have matched him too if it happened in moratorium. That just seems like silliness. Josh Smith is a crazy defender. A minus. Durant's A plus potential, it says. We'll see if that lasts. Garnett unfortunately went down 1. Randolph did 2, but he barely played last year, so that's not super surprising. But Josh Smith is probably going to be playing the backup power forward minutes. Well, we'll see what Aldridge. Forgot about Aldridge. He's over there in the centers. Went up 2. Dwight went up 1. Shaq's down 2. That's sad. Hopefully he's going to be back for the start of the season. His dunking for the first time goes down lots. Oh boy. Planning on starting him until he retires, but it's kind of hard when you're 5 worse than Dwight. We'll see if Aldridge goes up at power forward, because if so, he might be the backup power forward. Dwight's going up in rebounding. Aldridge isn't a great rebounder. He's an A minus. Alright, let's go around the league and see what happened. Kid's still hurt. They kept Abdurrahim. They got Troy Murphy from the Kings. So, they're decent. Rockets, so signing Michael Redd is a big deal. Somehow Carmel went down one, I guess because of his torn Achilles. That hurts. But Red went down one for some reason. I mean, look at this. Look at these stats. And he's going down to an 83? I don't think so. Gilbert stays put in 84. They got Hito from the Magic, so at least he doesn't have to do all of the scoring anymore. They also got Richard Jefferson. Nice. Kevin Martin went up one. The Suns only have 7 players. They kept Crawford and Kaman. Is it because they have no money? No, they still have money, so I don't understand why they don't spend it. They could have signed a point guard to be better than J.J. Barea and made this team amazing. Point guard and a small forward. That's all you need to be champion. Well, Western Conference champions, let's say. Miles jumps from the Raptors to the Sonics. They ended up getting Finley. Yeah, only went up one. The Blazers stole David West from the Heat. He only went up one, but he's their new power forward. I'm guessing Battier is the shooting guard. Their point guard is Damon Jones. So not a great team around Portland, or around LeBron either. They also have cap room, so I don't know why they're not spending it. See if LeBron gets mad. Warriors held on to Weber, who went down 2. They did sign Lamar Odom away from the Hawks. They still have Francis. They have McGlure and Ratliff now, instead of Ben Wallace, who I'm guessing is on the Bobcats then. So this team is quickly getting much worse. We'll see if they stay near the top of the standings. The Heat, McGrady goes down 1, Wallace goes up 1, so they keep their trio intact. They drafted Thaddeus. Hornets, they got Quentin Richardson from the Spurs. Al Jefferson goes up 3. Lowry up a couple. Magic have 5 players. It's at least a lineup. They've got their 3 draft picks with Odin, Yee, and Aflalo. What are they doing? Oh boy. Wolves signed White Chocolate away from the Raptors. The Raptors seem like they're going to be a completely different team. So he was teammates, actually, with Manu in Toronto. Forgot to make Maggette back to a small forward. He's another guy changed positions just because they didn't have anybody. And he played power forward at least 1 year in his career, so. Alright, so the Raptors are much worse. Eddie Curry, well, they're maybe not worse. I think Eddie Curry was already at the top. Just, they did get Sean Marion and Tayshaun. The Grizz kept their people. A couple of them went down. Mo went up 1. They got Bowen and Bell, a couple good defenders. So Grizz are going to continue to be good. Ben Wallace is not here, so I don't know where Ben Wallace is. Amari stayed put at 86. Darren Williams only went up 1. Artest stays. And they got Kurt Thomas. So, pretty good lineup right there. LeBron's still the best player in the league. I'm sorry, he didn't go down though, right? No. He was 95 just because of perks, I guess. Parker is still the best. Trevor Ariza went up 3 in his 3rd year. Okay. This team's not looking very good. Bucks are also a team with 5 players. Again, it's a lineup. Not a very good one, but it is a lineup. It's also all 20 to 22-year-olds drafted in the last 3 seasons. Okay. Ben Wallace is on the Wizards. He's now the best player on the Wizards. They drafted Bargnani last year. That's a good interior. I'm not sure who would be the power forward and who would be the center. Bargnani's obviously a lot taller, but stretches the floor. And they still have McDyess, who's aging and going down. Felton did not go up. Gay only went up 1 from his rookie year. They signed Mike Miller from the Rockets, so it's not a bad-looking team. They can score. Bulls, they added Sean Bradley to be the center next to Dirk. Well, he knows about that in real life. And Derek Fisher is their new point guard, who went down one. I don't know who their point guard was last year. Cavs, Tyson Chandler still going up. Joe Green went up too. Danny Granger did not. Well, what's wrong with Danny Granger? His potential is now a B, so I guess he's just kind of going to be one of those guys that's stuck. For whatever reason, he averaged 16 points a game, shot decently, so I don't know why he wouldn't go up. He's going to have to average a lot again on this team. Celtics bring back Stackhouse after 4 seasons away. He already played 4 years, so he's doing 4 years at a time everywhere. Suns, Celtics, Knicks, now Celtics again, where he'll probably finish his career. Possibly as their most likely as their top scorer. They got Steven Jackson from the Warriors, so he's going to score a lot too. I don't know. We're going to have to decide who's the shooting guard and small forward between all these 3 guys. Kenny Anderson's down 3. I guess Verja went up 3. Wow. So Clippers signed Grant Hill, who he played for after his first stint with the Pacers. So that's the thing. He just leaves the Pacers and goes to the Clippers, I guess. That's how he makes decisions. They drafted Conley. They don't have a lineup. They got this fake guy here. Hawks, or who got Bosch with Horford. So instead of me trying to trade them Zach Randolph, they stole Chris Bosch from me. He's about to average a lot of points for them. They're going to be a threat. I did trade them Tony Allen, who's probably going to start for them, it looks like. That's cool. Big change for him. Jazz continue to not put together a squad. Kings are also awful, although Millsap went up 3, and they drafted Marcus Sol. Knicks, a bunch of guys went down 1. Joe Johnson stays at 85. So without Stackhouse, these guys are going to average even more points. What did he average? 21? Lakers got Peja, we saw that. And they also got Eddie Jones. Sam Cassell still going strong. Mavs pretty much kept the same team, but they got Hughes from the Lakers, who shot terribly. The Nets look to have the same team. Terry down 3. Is that because I changed his position, though? Looks like probably. I changed him up from a point guard to a shooting guard. Mostly so that he'd be the 6th man, which he would be on this team. So, looks like he will continue to be the 6th man. Ray Allen went up 1, Brand did 2. They have to be at the cap, if not over. They are barely over, so teams rarely do that when they're computer controlled. Their starting small forward looks to be Bonzi Wells again. Okay. And the Nuggets. This was the randomest signing was Steve Nash. They kept everybody else in place, it looks like. Haslam went down 1. You got a long way to go, buddy. You're supposed to play 20 seasons, and you're going down 1 in after 5. Alright. And let's see where the 08 All-Star game was. New Orleans. And this is this Charlotte, New Orleans. So I made fun of that last time, and now I'm actually going to have to click it. Why in the world that's a thing? Charlotte, North Carolina, except not. Okay. We will load the next class, which is 08. Just finished that actually earlier today. there. First download, there we go. Alright, again, I didn't do potentials, attributes, tendencies, just made the bad guys worse, or the fake guys worse, and added a few people. Who did I add? I added Michael Beasley from somebody else's class. I added Ryan Anderson, and I think Courtney Lee was the other one. So just to get a little more depth to it. But this class is a pretty good one. Love, Westbrook, Rose, Brooke Lopez, all All-Stars. Got Hibbert down here. I don't think there's anybody on this side. I didn't make anybody world or whatever. Gallinari should be over there, but he's not. Serge should be over there, but he's not. For whatever reason, that's not a thing that 2K keeps up with. So now let's advance, and now I will see if Aldridge is better at power forward. He's not, but we're still going to make him a power forward so that we have our 3 centers, our 3 power forwards. I guess we'll let Noah be 13. It'll be kind of like a situation with Carmelo was still playing when Jokic joined the team, so he took number 15 before it could be retired, and now, of course, it'll be retired for Jokic and not Melo. Same thing with 34 for the Bucks. There was consideration that Ray Allen would maybe get his retired, but then Giannis took it and made it better, so we'll see. Kevin Durant. Josh Smith could be power forward if we trade Randolph, which we very well might. We might trade both of them, who knows. McKee's 23, good. Alright, so I guess numbers are fine. Anybody that will already re-sign? Gary Payton will. My gosh, what are you doing, GP? Retire, dude. You are 39 years old. Kobe's possibly going to extend. He was not happy till the end of the season last year. Shaq, we're going to have to wait and see. KG is up. I thought I just did him. So all these guys, Howard Smith, are restricted. Randolph is unrestricted. Peyton's unrestricted, but hopefully we'll retire. McKee's unrestricted, but doesn't matter. Paul we have an option for. So team's pretty well intact. Alright, quick look at the mock draft. Early look. Derrick Rose first. Beasley second. Hey, that's how it really was. Love I thought was 5th. I don't remember the order of everybody. Brooke Lopez is barely top 10 here. Now he's up. So Rose, Beasley, and then OJ Mayo actually passes Westbrook in one of these, or both of these. Alright, well, we kick off with a back-to-back against the good Bobcats and the good Sonics, so that's going to be a test. And the Pistons and Warriors were good too. The Raptors not so much, but it will be a good sign of how things are going to go here in the first couple weeks of the season. So tune in next time to see how things play out. I will get everything else up and ready when it comes to rotations and everything before next time. But thanks for tuning in as always. Till then, Shoeshak Redemption's out.